down at the beach, and I'm going to talk about minimum QRP, the least you need to operate portable. What we've got here is a portable station for 40 metres double sideband. It fits in a nice little bag, only cost a few dollars. We'll have a look inside. First of all, there's a pencil case, just for all the little things, loose wires, there's a power cable, some wire to mount the squid pole, a counterpoise, pen, paper, also very important, a little field strength meter, really good for tuning up antennas and ATUs. In the main bag, we've got a little antenna coupling unit. It's 40 metres only, a bandpass filter. It matches in-fed half-wave antennas to 50 ohms. Another thing I like about it is it's got its own lead and PL259. So you don't need to carry a separate cable. That's one less thing to leave behind at home. Next we've got the battery. It's a battery pack I made up out of two 7.2 volt nickel metal hydride batteries. They came from J-Car and are intended for model cars. They're 3.3 amp hours each. Now the batteries cost about $100 for the pair, so it's not cheap, but it's fairly compact and a nice little battery pack. Most 12 volt equipment will run up to 15 or 16 volts, and it also gives you a little bit extra output power. Also got the microphone. This came out of the Stone Age, and if you wanted to make the station smaller, the first thing you'd do would be to replace it with an electret. Here's the wire antenna, an end-fed wire 20 metres long with some rope attached. Again, if I wanted to make it smaller, I'd use fishing line instead. Finally, we've got the transceiver. You've seen it before, 40 metres, double sideband, 2 watts output. Pretty small and ideal for portable use. One thing about it, it's got sockets for microphone and headphones. Now, if you're going to be using this around the beach a lot, sand gets into absolutely everything. I'd have been better off to not have a socket and just had the microphone permanently attached to the transceiver. There's also a few little holes in the box. I've taped over some of them, but it's better to have a box that's completely sealed if operating stuff from the beach. And finally, we've got the squid pole. There are different sort of batteries that you can use. Here we've got sealed lead acid, 12 volt, 2.2 amp hour, and the battery pack I mentioned before, 14.4 volts and 3.3 amp hours. This one's a little bit lighter and a little bit more compact. There's also NiCad batteries. They're good for high currents, but they don't have quite the capacity as nickel metal hydrides. And also if you use them in a battery holder, you've got potential losses because of contacts. There's also lithium batteries, both non-rechargeable and rechargeable, like lithium ion. You get them in mobile phones, etc. They are lightweight but expensive. So if you want something that's the ultimate in capacity and don't care about the cost, then lithium may be the way to go. You'll notice that on all my batteries I use a standard connector. It's just a 2-pin type, quite robust, easy to solder on, and then I've got a separate connecting lead that goes to the transceiver. You saw the squid pole before, and that's great for beach operating when there's no trees. But if there are trees and you can't afford the space of a squid pole, well, you can take some fishing line and some sinkers. You throw the line over a tree and then pull the antenna over. And these only cost a couple of dollars from Kmart. Then there's the antenna. Coax cable is too heavy and too bulky. Instead, I use an end-fed wire. This needs an antenna coupling unit. However, it is smaller and lighter than coax. Also, it allows you to operate on several bands with the one antenna. There's all sorts of earphones you could use. There's the in-ear type, really small, but I find they pop out of your ears, so I don't recommend them. You've also got the larger type with quite a good sized speaker and clips that fit over your ears. I really like these, but as you can see, the foam wears off really quickly, especially if operating outdoors. For some reason, the cord for one side is a lot longer than the other, and I find it tangles. It's a bit of a pain, and I haven't worked out how to overcome it. And then there's the full-sized headphones. I think these came from an airline. They sound alright, but they're a bit bulky for portable QRP.